Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Let's head in and check out last night's sleep research. Start this nice relaxing week on Old Gold Power Plant. And see who shows up today. I hope you all slept well. As always, want everyone getting their best rest. Cool. Full 100 sleep score. I did sleep in a little bit more because definitely felt like I needed it after getting up early yesterday. And it certainly looks like that slumbering sleep matches along with that, which does win out with 13% more. So we're looking for Geodude, and we've got Grubbin also from the incense. But we are starting from we're only starting from great at the beginning of the week, so we've only got the 4 spawns to start with. Normal spawns anyway. With 11 million drowsy power. So let's see who showed up. We got Magnemite, Grubbin, Wooper, Mime Jr., and Geodude. Ooh. Alright, I got 2 spawns I'm looking for. Okay. No one's hungry. Okay, that's fine. We're going to take the Grubbin home, as that is what I put the incense out for, so that is the more difficult of the group. No big surprises there. Alright, big hit at the end. And today's gift, before I forget to grab that, 15 diamonds. Very nice. Okay. So for Geodude, starting off fresh, I'm going to save my Great Biscuits because I don't have a whole lot of those, but I do have a lot of Poke Biscuits. Maybe I get a big hit. Big hit, take home. Will be nice. No. Okay. Still hungry? No, you're full. Okay, I tried. We'll move on. But at least now Geodude is set up for the next time I see them to be able to take one home. We will share out Grubbin. Help everyone with their coffee production. Need lots of XP for that level. Every morning, that's just a reminder. It's a slow slog for those rank ups. We've got Quiet. Okay. Not the spread I'm looking for. Still good if I wanted a mix. So this isn't this doesn't have to be a complete bust. This could be potentially useful. Let's see how the sub skills work out. That's a good start. Helping bonus right out the gate. Inventory up, also very good. Ingredient Finder S within 50. Okay. Helping speed at 75. That's also very good. And Ingredient Finder S can't be sub-skilled, but that's still not bad. There's not a bad sub-skill in this group. And our nature? This is an ingredient finding powerhouse. got all the ingredient finding, it's got a helping bonus, it's got inventory up, it's at its base level, so it's going to get the full brunt of evolution to increase its capacity. And there's still a little bit of room for improvement with the inventory up being able to be sub-skill seated. This would be absolutely what I would want if it just had that second ingredient as mushrooms. It can still help to get a good chunk of mushrooms because it does have it in that third slot. So it is getting equal amounts mushrooms as it is coffee. So I'm definitely holding on to this. This is definitely something that, while it isn't a specialist specifically in one, it's like dead even as far as ingredient production once this gets to 60. And it will only continue to get better as it levels up. It's going to take a while with those negative EXP gains. So, let's take a look and see what that translates to. Because now I'm kind of curious. So, coffee, mushroom. Opening bonus right out the gate. Inventory up S. Ingredient finder S. Helping speed M. And then ingredient finder M. With quiet. Yeah, I suppose I can do with the total count of... I really want to see what the B count is going to be at 100, but I can then also see what it's going to look like with A. And I'm not sure... Funny that it shows, like, even though it doesn't have access to that second ingredient until 60, why it still shows 96 to 100 percentile for something it doesn't have the access to the ingredient for. Maybe that's just like how the calculator works. If y'all know, you can feel free to jump in on the comments, but I'm just curious. So comparatively speaking, then this is actually doing actually good of what I would want to see. This is actually comparing what's relevant. This is showing this grubbin at 100 is going to pull in roughly 39 mushrooms a day, with it being at the 50-50 split. I'm doing it as grubbin. I gotta be doing this as Vault. I will learn one of these days. Today is not the day that I'm learning. We can leave all of that the same, because it will have the... Thank you. Thank you, ads. Appreciate that. It's running... No, I wanted B. Ingredient count B. But yeah, so that was saying roughly 60 to 90 when it had because at the base evolution it doesn't have all of those, it doesn't have all the inventory spots available, right? So like there's just not as much room and you have to constantly be checking to clear out that space. So while it is going to collect a lot, you would have to be very on top of it. And I just don't have the means of playing the game that way. So Vault looks like it's pulling in, rough estimate, at around, let's just say 81 a day, which is not bad. I don't think it's quite the amount needed for the dishes that I want to cook that use mushrooms as an ingredient. But this will show me, once it gets that far, what it looks like comparatively with one that's going to be pulling in exclusively mushrooms, which is really what I'm looking to compare it against. Because this has got usually what we see as like the ideal loadout, right? It's got helping bonus, it's got ingredient finding, it's got inventory up available to it early on, so like it's certainly one worth holding on to. It's just because it doesn't specialize in one or the other, it becomes a little bit of a harder choice. I am trying to justify this. And then obviously I can also run this again once I get this information to see what it looks like with inventory up and see how much of a difference that makes. Since that I only have to get this, I would only have to get this to 25, and then I can just bump that right up. I just want to see what it's going to look like with mushroom, and if it's like that significant of a difference, because this is just meant to be, I want something alternative to Quagsire. 112. Okay, so about a 30 mushroom difference, which can be the difference in a meal. So I'm going to keep this running, but we can head back in and I'm going to take a look and actually see what I actually need. Alright. And pick up some sneaky snacking. Everyone contributing. That's very good to see. Pick up some more diamonds from today's reward stamp. Alright. So, for the hidden power perk up stew, which looks like that is the most amount of mushrooms, let's just double check. Yeah, that is the most currently. So 23, let's say 75. This Vikavolt can do that. And it's actually going to take care of 2 of those ingredients. I mean, not that I'm able to make that. That would be like good camp ticket week, right? Using like a Victory Bell, this Geodude, whenever I happen to find it, or the Larvitar with soybean. But it could cover both of those ingredients by itself. That's an interesting thought. Because currently, let's see. No, I want to go in. Take a look at our Quagsire. Now, obviously, this is going to be the better of the 2 for just overall mushroom production. This one's just gonna, it doesn't have the same type of sub-skills. It's gonna get the job done, it's just not as good. And also granted that I have to get that Vikavolt to 100 to a theoretical non-existent level. So that's also something to keep in mind. There is a little I can do there for this Quagsire to get it Ingredient Finder M to help it find a little bit more mushrooms than it currently is. So it does have Speed of Help down. So we need at least 2 sub-skills to get this guaranteed to basically negate out its Speed of Help down and get it finding more mushrooms. But Vikavolt does only need to get to 60 in order to unlock the mushrooms. It looks like it's just about done calculating. So even at current max level, it doesn't meet those requirements. It doesn't have the ingredient finding that it really needs to push it over. But it will once we get full levels unlocked. So that could be something of like, hey, I'm going to earmark this for now and circle back to it later. So here we see it ending out at 81. So one other thing that I'm going to do while we're getting through the rest of what we got going on today is it looks like we do have either news or a medal. Don't know what that's going to turn out to be. Let's bump this up to the larger inventory. I'm going to let that run and we can continue through the rest. Just to see comparatively. Don't get these choices very often where it's really bringing into question, what do I actually need? What's viable? Is this something that I can check this off the list yet? Or do I need to keep looking? Okay. Let's see what we got. Is it news? It is news. Ooh, maintenance in version 2.9.0. So maintenance is going to be starting June 5th at 12:30 a.m. So that's going to be right after the Nintendo Switch 2 launches, for those of you that are on the East Coast, because that's for at least for my time zone, and ending not until 5 a.m. This is a long maintenance. So let's see what we've got. It's going to prep us for the Packed Portions Cooking Week. Looking forward to that. And balance adjustments. Adjustments for Pokemon Sleep Style Appearance Rate. 3-star sleep styles that can be seen during your sleep research in all areas will be more likely to appear. That's great to see personally, because that's always the sleep style I'm always missing. That may be the case for everybody else, but at least that makes me feel real good that I'm going to see more 3-star sleep styles. Addition of 3-star sleep styles that can be discovered on Greengrass Isle. We will add multiple 3-star sleep style Pokemon to the sleep styles that can be seen during sleep research on Greengrass Isle. Good. I mean, the pool's already very large. But for folks that are just sticking around on Greengrass Isle, or when we go there for specialty events, that's good to see. Adjustments to carry limits of evolved Pokemon you befriend. The carry limit increase Pokemon receive when you evolve them will now also apply to evolved Pokemon you befriend. After this update, the increase will be applied automatically to all applicable Pokemon in your Pokemon box. Oh! So it will now be the only benefit you will get for getting baby Pokemon, or the stage 1, will be the main skill increase. Right? I think that's what this change is basically saying. I mean, that's great. That's going to add a lot more carry limit to quite a lot of Pokemon I've befriended over the years. So, some carry limit increases. An example. If you had an Eradicate that you evolved from Rattata, it would stay 21. But if you caught Eradicate directly and didn't have the chance to evolve it, it would have been caught with 16. Now that will just get bumped up straight to 21. That's a big change. That will be a big quality of life increase for a lot of folks. I'm very glad to see that. Adjustments to certain helper Pokemon stats. Butterfree, Dodrio, and Altaria will have their frequency shortened slightly. That's good. I do have a Dodrio that I do very much enjoy using on Cyan Beach as a berry collector, so I'm very good to see that. I'm very happy to see that. I haven't fielded Altaria yet, but when we do eventually get a Dragonberry Island, that will be very good as well. Other updates. When you try to make a dish but do not have enough of the required ingredients, recipe details will be displayed and you'll see how many of the ingredients you're currently holding. Thank you. That's also a really great quality of life increase. I'm very happy to know that. Adjustments made to the number of sleep styles Snorlax ratings display. The sleep style numbers displayed will now exclude sleep styles that only appear when Pokemon Incense is used. So that's a cleanup. That's just to make things clearer. And as always, some text and unification adjustments and bug fixes and other small adjustments. Features slated for future updates. Expert mode. Ooh. A new challenging game mode will be added in an update around the end of July or early August. In this new mode, there will be ways for all kinds of helper Pokemon to contribute. It will be more difficult to raise Snorlax, but you'll be able to get more rewards than ever before. Prepare for expert mode by befriending and raising many different kinds of Pokemon. That's very interesting. So, at this point, in kind of like where the life cycle of the game is, we've had Old Gold Power Plant for a good chunk of time. Like most folks are now at a point where we've reached max area bonus across the board. I think I've got maybe another month or so before I'm hitting that. So we're definitely getting at a point where people are hungry for something else rather than just continuing to be in the same places week over week where they're looking for that challenge. This seems like a really cool way of being able to take the existing islands that we've got and just make them more difficult to really give folks something to work against. I'm very eager to see what these rewards are that really want to reward players that do particularly well or struggle against those challenges. We'll see if this is something that maybe I want to dip my toe into at some point. But we'll, I guess, find out a little bit more. This is just the teaser. Requirements for unlocking expert mode. If Snorlax's rating reaches Master 18 on Greengrass Isle, expert mode will be available to play on Greengrass Isle. Note, if you've already met these requirements, expert mode will unlock as soon as it's added to the game. Oh, there's some more details. I guess I'm just going to continue reading on here. Strategic team building will be even more important. Snorlax's favorite berries for the week will be divided into one main favorite and two sub-favorites. Pokemon that gather Snorlax's main favorite berry will receive various helping-related bonuses. On the other hand, Pokemon that don't gather any of Snorlax's weekly favorite berry will receive penalties. One additional bonus related to raising Snorlax will be selected at random every week. The rewards you can get from expert mode. Alright, we're getting more details than I thought. The amount of drowsy power required to see Pokemon sleep styles will greatly increase, but the amount of research XP, dream shards, and candies you get for researching each sleep style will also increase. It's good to know, because some folks are going to need to really be a good opportunity to get that research XP to get to max research rank, get a boatload of dream shards for evolving those Pokemon to their highest levels, and candies to help evolve and level them. You'll have increased chance to encounter shiny Pokemon, so also a means of being able to help shiny hunt. Multiple expert mode exclusive weekly missions will be added, so there's even more opportunity to get rewarded that way. The kinds of Pokemon that appear on Greengrass Isle in expert mode can differ from those that appear normally on Greengrass Isle. That's big too. How to play expert mode. You will need an expert ticket to take on expert mode. You can exchange 4 expert tickets in the sleep point exchange. So it's not as easy as just go in. You gotta save some sleep points to do it. The above features are still in development and may differ from actual features when implemented. More details about expert mode will be coming in a later update, so please stay tuned. Okay. Well, that is fun and exciting. What do you all think? Let me know. I am eager to hear what your thoughts are. And speaking of what y'all think, how did y'all sleep? 37 reports. Not too bad for, only a little more than 12 hours between. Alright. That has certainly taken a lot longer than I expected. So let's gather some ingredients, let's make some breakfast, and we'll call it a day. And thank you to Dene. That was I guess a double click there. It has been an action-packed morning. And once we're done with breakfast, I can circle back over to see, overshot, how we're doing on checking out this potential Vikavolt. Thank you, Blastoise. A little bit of filler goes a long way. Not that I'm really going to need it. I got some really good ingredient collectors going on the team this week. Yes. Lots of good quality of life updates in there. Expert mode. And I got 50-50 odds to start this morning. Oh. And I push that extra tasty odds right into lunch. It's okay. Sometimes RNG doesn't want to work in my favor. And that's why we just continue to build those extra tasty odds in hopes that it pays off. Because that's what has been helping me tremendously getting to those Master 3 ranks while we build up our area bonus. Some more rubber banding happening. Because I swore we were in great yesterday. Okay. I guess the game's ranking is just catching up. So it's good that some maintenance is coming. That may help to be some of those things that it helps gets fixed in there. Alright, Snorlax, we'll let you finish up the rest of those berries. So, with our ingredient bump, our capacity increase, we are now looking at 56. Alright, so it's still not enough as is. So I will continue the search for the mushroom Vikavolt, because as we can see here, it gets 104 when it's split that way, which is, well, at this configuration, like nearly ideal. But it will eventually get to where it needs to be with 85. That's still also really good. So I'm going to hold on to that Vikavolt, and it could be something to passively work on, because once I get my current Vikavolt over to 100, then, well, I only need to get it to 60. I just need to unlock the third set of coffee beans. Anyway, it's a good find. It's worth holding on to, but I will continue looking for that exact configuration with mushrooms in that second slot. But it has already been a super packed episode for this morning, so thank you so much for your patience getting through all of that. I hope it was fun and exciting. That is what I've got for today. So thank you so much for sticking through all of it. Let me know what your thoughts through today were. Always happy to hear what you got going on. Thoughts on the updates coming in this week. And I'll be back tomorrow with some more sleep research. We'll see if I get luckier. But until then, sleep well.